All right, so in life, I think that it is somewhat easy to get distracted from something you're trying to do, whether that be school or, your work or something you want to start or something you want to accomplish. And I think that this can be a really big problem because people don't even realize that yes, they are getting distracted from those things, but also distractions around you can be distracting you from other things. The people at the top of these major businesses and major success stories and whatever, they don't want competition, right? And so how they will avoid competition is by keeping you busy. Because if you are busy, then they have no one to compete with. And so then anything that is an opportunity can go to them instead of you. And you can even see this because Steve Jobs, one of the most influential people on technology in the early 2000s, didn't allow his kids to have these devices because he saw the potential for distraction that there was. And he really realized that his kids were not going to be working on themselves and, maybe things that they wanted to be doing, saving money, whatever it was, if they had those devices near them. At the same time as there are business owners and people who have been successful in life trying to keep you busy and distracted so that they have no competition, you also have to think about that behind any conspiracy theory, if any of those were true, or if there were people actually involved in those things, then those people also have a reason to keep you distracted from finding out the truth or the partial truth. And I think that this can be very dangerous because you are unaware almost by choice, because nowadays people are happy to distract themselves from the reality of the world or their life, because a lot of people are struggling with, depression, loneliness, or other types of mental illnesses, and so they're willing to distract themselves, and no one needs to do it for them. We have YouTube, which is very easy to keep scrolling. Same with Instagram, any music even. And I'm not saying to always stay away from those things that could be labeled as distractions, because sometimes there is a time and place for those things, within moderation. But I think that it is easier than ever to become distracted by these things around us. And where you can really see it is in the fact that we have access to so much information nowadays with the internet and with apps and all kinds of other stuff. But yet, finding out the truth on one thing or, an event that has happened in current day life, it's harder to decipher almost. That's because it's so easy for either politicians or other people in power to basically shape the way that we see the world because we are being so distracted. We don't have the time to really think for ourselves about if these things around us, these policies or whatever, are even very good for us. And same on the business owner side, we don't have the time to really plan out how we are going to compete with the business owners and the very wealthy and successful people of the world. Your time is the asset that is most wanted by companies. Companies can get pretty much as much money as they really want, fame, brand deals, sponsorships, all that kind of stuff. Companies and successful people can get those things. But the thing that is the hardest to get, or at least was in the past, was your time. Yeah, you can pay a company some money and then you can get that money back. But as soon as you choose to spend your time, then that time is completely gone and there is no way to regain that. And the companies know that. And so I think it is very good to be mindful of the fact that the stuff that these companies or successful people or any news outlet, the stuff that they are showing you, it's not a coincidence. It's for a reason. It's to keep you busy, keep you out of the competition, distracted, and basically get you into a life that is just a life that is just comfortable, where you just settle. And that is basically their end goal. And you have to think about, how would you keep people out of your goals or the accomplishments that you want to achieve? Well, first, you'd make them the consumer, you'd create, you'd make off with the money, the success, the fame, anything that is attainable, while keeping them busy, where they're just entertaining themselves. They have settled for that life. And then you have no competition. That's kind of the biggest thing, is that even if you've watched videos like this, it's easy to tell yourself that, oh, after this video, I'm going to go implement this, or I'm going to go try this, or go to this place. But often you just keep scrolling and distracting yourself. Maybe life is boring right now. There's not a lot of stuff going on, or there's just something that you don't really want to think about, a problem that has arisen in your life. And I think from here, what you need to do, if you have been distracted for a big portion of your life or recently, is every time you get on a social media app, a news website, something else, think about, what could this be distracting me from? What could this company be trying to keep me in? What box are they trying to hold me into? And the news that these media outlets choose to share, of course, it's not a coincidence either. They will show small things in the news because they don't want you to hear about these other big things, or what's happening with this politician. They want to keep that hidden. So let's push this other story that isn't as important. And if you aren't wary of that, then it can be very devastating, because you've just become a mindless zombie that just follows only the stuff that is shown to you, and you just basically hold your phone and you're content with sitting there and just watching till your death, scrolling till your death. And it sounds pretty serious, but like I said in the beginning, your time is the only asset that these companies know is very scarce, and that you can regain your money and other things like that. But once you give them your time, it's gone. And I think that to fully live a fulfilling life, you should contemplate whether you really want to give your time to these companies, these media outlets, or even these celebrities, because they might be trying to distract you and keep you busy so that they have no competition, or so that the truth does not get out.